Jones, get up. Leaving in 45 minutes. I'm not going, I groaned. As much as I knew I'd probably be hurting later, I was done with it. I couldn't go back to the streets the same way I did last time, straight setup, and I was done setting myself up. I rolled over on the hard-ass metal slab that I'd somehow become comfortable with and studied the cinder block walls that surrounded me. I can't say I was deep in thought because my cellie was snoring loudly, and it was still damn near pitch dark outside. They like to wake you up at the ass crack of dawn and shuffle you around from cell to cell until they finally took you to whatever appointment it was you had 4 to 5 hours later. Didn't matter. It was an appointment I wasn't going to make. I drifted back off. Jones, let's go. Stop playing around. No. Jones, you know stopping cold turkey is a risk to the baby. This time I said nothing. Neither did they. The voice on the other side of the speaker went silent, and then panic set in. What the fuck was I thinking? I didn't care about the baby. I wasn't keeping it anyway. But I was going to be so incredibly dope sick. Who walks off methadone down the county jail when they don't have to? My dumbass. One side of me wanted so badly to be clean and have an actual chance at life, and the other side didn't care about any of that. I just didn't want to be dope sick. Forget all that chance at life bullshit. I was convinced withdrawal might kill me. Oh, the baby. I'm sure you're curious about the baby. Surprise! I'm pregnant. You probably think me a horrible person. If you only knew. And I mean, I am a horrible person. Of that I'm aware. But this decision I was making was the most rational and selfless one I'd made in a long time. What did I look like bringing a new baby into this world when I already didn't have custody of the first two? The state actually found me an unfit mother. Imagine that. Anyways, the day goes on whether you want to participate in it or not. And soon enough, the locks pop for breakfast, if you can even call it that. Some sloopy white stuff I think is supposed to be oatmeal and a cardboard chunk of bread. I don't eat. I prefer food. I'm called again, this time from the CO's desk. I waddle over, annoyed because I already told them I'm not going, excited because I may get more methadone, and scared because I may get more methadone. I get there, and before he even speaks, I grunt that I'm not going, and I already told the last CO that. His response? Take it up with the captain then, because they want to see you downstairs. I'm curious, so I go. It's usually an eternity spent in holding, but this time the guards come for me fast. I tell them I'm not going to the methadone clinic, and they tell me they know. I'm going to the abortion clinic. Wait, what? Today? Right now? All the defiance, annoyance, anger, and attitude drained from my body. I feel like I weigh a ton and like someone dumped sand in my mouth. I can't talk. I can't breathe. I just sat there with this dumb look on my face. I mean, this was an appointment I'd requested. I just had no idea when it was scheduled and that it was going to fall on today of all days. They shuffle me along out a few steel doors and into the back of the sheriff's van. I'm so overwhelmed with emotion, and I just can't figure out why. I was so sure I wasn't keeping this baby. Except now I'm not sure of anything. How could I not be sure or question if getting rid of it was the right thing to do? I couldn't even take care of myself. The sheriffs in the front talked and laughed like I wasn't even there, while I fell apart in the back seat. I didn't know what to do. Today, 9/18/18, was the day I got off methadone, my clean date. It was also the day I was supposed to kill my baby. I didn't want those dates to be one and the same, but I still wasn't sure. So I prayed. I prayed and I asked for a sign, any sign, and shed what felt like a million tears. And then a song came on the radio, and I hadn't even realized the radio was on. We belong together, Mariah Carey sang. I knew in that moment, without a shadow of a doubt, that God had plans for me, and that those plans included this little life I had growing inside of me. As crazy as my world had become, and as much as everyone would think I was out of my mind for keeping this baby, I knew that it would be okay. At least, that's what I think that gut feeling was telling me. That little whisper of faith that kept demanding I keep this baby. Please don't let me fuck this up. I know you're scared. And I know that even though you've made up your mind and feel like you're doing the right thing, you're still not sure how it will play out. What if I told you I just tucked Kalea in? She's 1.5. She's beautiful, smart, and just the sweetest little girl I've ever seen. Her blonde curls perfectly frame her face, and her giggle is more like a belly laugh. She has so much personality and is so much a part of me, I can't imagine my life without her. Right after I tucked Lay in, I kissed Cassius on his forehead and gave him his bear. They share a room. One mixed match with blues and pinks, way too many stuffed animals, and as many toys as one could imagine. Calodro's right down the hall in his own room, trying to think of any way to get out of his bedtime, including the classic, "I'm thirsty, and please, Mom, just one more hug." Once everyone's tucked in safe and sound, I lay down in my bed, with almost 2 years clean, and cozy up to my husband. I smell the fabric softener and wrap myself up in my comforter. Let me start over. Once everyone's tucked in safe and sound, I lay down in my bed with almost 2 years clean and cozy up to my husband. I smell the fabric softener and wrap myself up in the comforter. It feels like a cloud. Nothing like the metal slab I was once so accustomed to. I realized that in that moment that I was so scared and so unsure back then, I was so blessed. Blessed to be still enough to see the signs, broken enough to listen. So that gut feeling, that small whisper of faith, is God telling you his plans are bigger. Trust him. Me and Kalea are so glad I did.